Hi guys, I'm really happy to be here tonight. My name is Liron. I'm a photographer, animator, designer. We're looking at a spread from my family photo album, basically the catalog of my past, images of my home. I've always loved our family photos, and a few years back when I was visiting my parents, I took them out of storage after quite a long time I haven't had a look at them. And all of a sudden, I had this weird feeling I didn't have before. And it took a while for me to realize that the feeling is coming from the fact that it's the first time that I'm looking at images of my mother surpassing the images, older than her image. About the same time, Facebook became the new family photo album. The photos were took out from the private sector and put up on display. And my friends were uploading like crazy all their big family events, their homes, their weddings, their pregnancies, and getting them marked by likes. One thing that took me by surprise was that even though there was different times from when my mother's photos and this photos, they didn't really look much different. There was a lot of similarities. And again, I couldn't escape this uneasy feeling. If in our society the image comes before reality, am I failing by not having the right images to put on Facebook, to have in my album? I started looking at family photography in general. I started, on Flickr to kind of stalk some people and just collected a lot of different photos. And very easily, I identified patterns. It's no big secret. Everyone is taking the same photographs. And every time it's happy events, and usually the event is staged for the photograph. In my work, I try to kind of flip that around. If the real photos are based on fake events, I fake real photos. So basically, I construct photos from sometimes hundreds of bits and pieces that I take out from different photos I collect. And I construct everyday, mundane moments of life. I'm going to kind of go through a few of my images, and there's not a particular order. So in a sense, I kind of try to create real family photography. I also started thinking about the implication these images have on our future expectations of life. If the past is so carefully curated, then what kind of burden, what kind of expectation does it put on our future? So I'm going to show you now a project that I did where at first I took this technique into animation. This is a film called High Expectations. So I wanted to see what happens a moment before and a moment after the camera clicks. And I see this film as a moving photo album. We're going to watch some of it. stop it here. You can see it all online. So I'm going to talk a bit more about my work process. I photograph models, actors, sometimes friends in a studio environment, if it's for film on green screen. And I always, even walking the park or everywhere I go, I kind of look for things that I can take apart and separate them from the background in an easy way. And kind of I have my own image bank of Lego parts that I can build my worlds from. This film shows in a very clear way my process. It sometimes is similar to maybe a painting, or because I come and I edit the photo. I like that it separates the photographic image from any kind of anchors in time and space, and I don't have to rely on reality in order to get the photographs that I'm imagining. Yeah, it just goes on and shows a bit more of the photographs being assembled. So next I'm going to talk about a project I did. It's called Last Year. It's an installation that uses augmented reality. So I was approached by a lab in Switzerland called EPFL and ECAL Lab, which combines art and technology. And we created an installation. Basically, this is the spread. This is how it looks from above. Later, you'll understand when you see more photos. It's an archive of fictional memorabilia that I created of a fictional woman. And each of these objects and photographs and postcards tell her story. And the way you discover the story is you just scan the table with an iPad, and everything comes to life once the iPad is above the image. Part of the challenge of the project was to find the most natural way and the easiest way for the contact between the person and the object to make the mind forget that you're actually holding an iPad and it's not real. The program learns the image and it maps it, and it knows that when it sees this certain image, it connects it with a certain animation. This is a little demonstration, a very basic kind of showing. So he's shown the image to the camera, but once the computer sees the image, it projects the train coming down the station. And you can move it. The program is smart enough to know to recognize movements on the image. It was first shown, the first time we actually showed it to the public was in this exhibition in New York called Give Me More, and it was all about augmented reality. So it was the first time I saw kind of people look at the installation and react with it. So yeah, this is a little clip showing a few of the objects, how it looks when the iPad goes above them. The challenge was to tell a story from a different way, and for me personally, I loved to continue kind of my affair with family photography and to find a different way to bring these images and these objects of memory that actually are kind of dying and disappearing from our lives now. Everything is on, hard drives, and so for me it was a really good experience. Yeah, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much.